South Aussie with Cosi.
Welcome back, folks. Do you know I've been in the media now in South Australia for over 16 years. And I think what I love about my job the most is using my position in the media to try to help people that are less fortunate than myself. Did you know, right now in South Australia, there is over 600 children whose parents are actually serving a jail sentence. So these poor kids are suddenly living without mum or dad for no fault of their own. So their old man generally has done the crime, but these kids are doing the time as well. There's a mob called Second Chances that actually help care for this group of kids. So I got in contact with them and I said, I want to put on a weekend for a group of these kids where they don't have to worry about anything. We'll pay for it, we'll organise it, and they can just have the time of their lives. And that's exactly how all this started.
My dad is in jail, so yeah, it's really painful because I'd seen him only a couple of times because he gets in and out of jail, and I've probably seen him about 10 times in my whole life, so yeah.
Under the surface, you don't know what you'll find.
I just miss giving him hugs and stuff.
No second chances, but all we can do is try.
I miss you so much, and hopefully you get out soon.
I can't see you, but I hear your call, baby. Hold on now. We're going home. If we make it or we don't, we won't be alone. When I see your light shine, I know I'm home. If you're waiting all your life, you won't ever go.
Second Chances is a charity that actually specifically works in the area of helping prisoners and their families. It's very important for the community to understand that yes, they might look like they're naughty little kids, but they really didn't have a good start, and it's not their fault. So for us in our middle classness, we sometimes take our upbringing for granted. You know, our mum and dad taught us perhaps to tell the truth and to not shoplift and to respect authority and teachers and the police. Prisoners' kids are actually 7 times more likely to go to prison than any other group in the community. And if they're Indigenous, 21 times more likely to go to prison than any other group.
Help me.
My family's like, sort of mucked up.
Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't.
My dad went to jail when I was, I think 15. My mum started doing some bad drugs and she left us, and I had to look after my 4 brothers by myself. And yeah, it was pretty hard. My mum always said I was the mature one, so I just stepped up to it.
Keep telling me that it gets better. Does it ever? Help me. It's like the walls are caving in.
Yeah, it was hard, but I just pushed through it, went to school. My dad didn't really go to school, and he can't really read and write, so I want to be successful so I can make my parents proud, so yeah.
Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood.
What would you say to anyone that's in the position in their lives where they're young people that are potentially going to do the wrong thing? What would your advice be?
Think about your future, where you're headed. Just don't do the wrong things, because yeah, I got a lot of family members in jail, so yeah.
These kids are being dealt a tough hand, the poor little buggers, and for me to be able to organise them a free weekend away at Woodhouse Activity Centre was worth every single ounce of my effort. A chance to be themselves in a safe environment.
Thank you, it was a really big opportunity for me.
Mate, I say well done. I reckon you are an absolute rock star. I wish you the best of luck. You keep that mindset, mate, you'll be all smiles. Good luck.
Yep, thanks, mate.
Woodhouse Activity Centre donated their venue and the activities to let the kids stay up there for free. It's an amazing place here, and it sure is an SA icon.
So lots of people might have come up here as children and haven't been for a while. I really encourage them to come back up and see the changes that are happening here. So we're only 15 minutes up the freeway, but the quiet serene of Woodhouse could feel a million miles away from the city hustle.
There's a big reason I wanted to bring this special group of kids up to this place. I wanted them all to complete the infamous Challenge Hill. You heard of that before? Or perhaps you've done it.
Okay, so this has been around for a long time.
Challenge Hill is something that over 50,000 South Aussies do every single year, and they've been doing it for decades.
Be prepared to be wet and be prepared to have a bit of fun.
Challenge Hill is an obstacle course that's designed to challenge your leadership skills and see how well you can work in a team. You'll challenge yourself both physically and mentally as you climb, crawl, slide and swing your way across the course.
Really cold!
This weekend has been fantastic because these kids can come away and meet new friends who also have a dad or mum in prison. So that gives them a new set of friends and they know they're not going to be teased or bullied.
My mum was in and out of jail between the ages of probably 5 to 16, probably more. Growing up as a kid with a mum in jail was terrible. I felt alone.
Despite the toughest of upbringings, this young lady is a superstar because get this, she's the first person in her whole family to complete Year 12. Not only that, she's gone on to take her education further.
I'm pretty proud of myself that I finished Year 12. I'm now studying, which is great, and I furthered that by volunteering for Second Chances SA.
These kids mean a lot to me because they are just kids. They just probably haven't had all the things that you and I have had that we sometimes take for granted in this country.
Is it cold, mate? Is it cold? A little bit or a lot? A lot. Righto, kids, Uncle Cosi didn't get on Biggest Loser eating apples. Who likes marshmallows? Yes? Yes? Yes. No campfire is complete without one of these. All right, not my first time out bush kiddies. So what you got to do, can you hold the bag for a sec, hun? Okay, oops, don't worry about it. There we go, there we go. You got to put them on the end of this thing here. It's like a selfie stick, but you don't want to selfie with it. There it is, kids. That is a marshmallow ready for the fire, okay?
You call that a marshmallow? This is a marshmallow.
Size lets me down once again.
I know a weekend like this makes these kids feel accepted, belonging and valued. It gets them away, they learn new activities, they get to do things like abseiling and a whole range of activities that they would never necessarily have.
We are both sisters, but we're more like best friends. We live with our grandma and her partner.
Our parents weren't fit enough they weren't mature enough to like look after
They
kids.
had us at a really young age, they were 17. And they were drug addicts and they were mental, like physical, abusing each other and that. So, yeah. Like, all I remember is us in corners and that. Like, just crying while we can hear arguing and that. We would lock ourselves in a different room. And then the last time I remember was when we were actually in the back of a cop car. And that was it.
Well, like, we kind of compare ourselves to other people's situation because, like, that's what kind of gets us through it the most because people out there go through so much more than what we do and we just take everything we have for granted.
And, like, just be happy with what you have at the moment. Like, find a hobby or something that distracts you. Like, ours is soccer. As soon as we start playing, whatever's happened throughout the day, we just
disappear.
Get through it,
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that put their time and effort into this weekend because it really helps. And yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and like I think to some people it's just like, they're just going on a little, activity, but one positive thing from this thing could like be a positive for the rest of your life. At the end of the day, all you see is these kids smiling and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Full start.
You know, it's funny, like the weeks leading up to this event here, it was like I was so flat out and I had like a trillion things going on. I was like, oh my God, we're not even going to be able to organise this or put it together. And the moment I got here, all of the stress and stuff was just all 100% worthwhile. Like the calibre of these kids is just unquestionable. You know, you hear a little girl say how much she misses her daddy in jail. She's only seen him a handful of times in her life. You see the other kids that are the older kids that want to break that cycle and they want to make sure that they don't end up, you know, like their family has ended up. It's just really, really inspiring. And to think we've got 600 kids, just like these guys, in this same situation. Now, I don't know what government area or who's in charge of this for the state, but I think the more money that we can invest in these kids now, given the fact that they're 6 times more likely to end up in prison, it just makes complete sense. Not just from an economical point of view where it's good for the state and we're going to save money because they won't end up in incarceration. It's just great for the kids. Like, it is an absolute no-brainer. So if anyone's watching that's in that department or whatever, make sure you're looking after these kids. I think these are the most important 600 kids that we've got in South Australia. And to be able to do this up here at Woodhouse has been an absolute gem. My day's been better than her day.
I'd just like to say this camp has been amazing, and to the people that are letting us stay here for free are amazing, and people are all amazing here.
Bye! Oh my God, it was brilliant!
South Aussie with Cosi.